This is the news on top of the hour.
Live from our studio in Georgetown.
Kaieteur Radio, 99.1 FM.
Hello, thank you for tuning into Kaieteur Radio. I am Kevin Smith, and this is your news at noon. Let's tell you that former presidential advisor says Exxon had intended to flare all the gas from Liza Phase 1. Foreign companies cannot do business in Ghana's oil sector without a local partner, and ExxonMobil selecting firms to conduct studies for gas to shore project. Meanwhile, thorough, independent studies are critical for gas to shore development, says U.S. analyst. Stay tuned to stay informed.
It is here, the Wake Up Guyana program with your host, Tony from Myconi, Monday through Friday from 2 p.m. to 3 p.m. on Kaieteur Radio, FM 99.1 in Demerara and Essequibo and 99.5 in Berbice. The radio with a difference.
And now for the news in detail. ExxonMobil had first intended to flare all the associated gas from the Liza Phase 1 operation, so said former presidential advisor Dr. Jan Mangal. Dr. Mangal said that in 2016 he was informed by ExxonMobil and a government official that ExxonMobil's local subsidiary ESSO had intended to flare all the gas. Dr. Mangal said that later on the government official communicated to him that the decision had been changed, that the company would re-inject the gas. This was 1 month after the 2016 production sharing agreement was inked by then Minister of Natural Resources, Rafael Trotman. In Ghana, there are several pieces of policies, guidelines, and regulations that protect the interests of citizens in the oil sector. The local content policy and regulations of that nation state, for example, that foreign companies cannot participate in the oil sector to bid for contracts unless they join forces with companies established by Ghanaians. But those rules go beyond that, as Ghana has an additional set of guidelines which ensure that Ghanaians are not merely added to joint venture agreements as window dressing. In other news, ExxonMobil has started vetting suitable firms to execute the 4 necessary studies for Guyana's intended gas-to-shore project. This is according to Minister of Natural Resources Vikram Bharat. The project would utilize associated gas from ExxonMobil's Liza Phase 1 project, which has been in operation since December of 2019. After facing much flack from the public regarding the project's feasibility and the fast pace at which the government was moving, Vice President Bharat Jagdeo had informed that 4 studies would be conducted before moving to the construction phase of the project. And moving on, in order for the government to prudently manage the anticipated gas-to-shore development, thorough independent studies will be critical. Making this fundamental point is analyst at America's Market Intelligence, or AMI, Arthur Deakin. AMI, which is a U.S. management consultant firm, is known for providing its insights, which unlock opportunities via market intelligence, research, and analysis. Deakin gave his support to the gas-to-shore project and said that it would be beneficial for Guyana to peruse it. He added that finding the right split between government and ExxonMobil's investment in this plant is important. It is now 12 hours 5 in Guyana. Coming up after the break, GPA condemns Giftland's discrimination against Media House. Company apologizes. Guy-Hawk Parkman dies days after being stabbed by brother-in-law. Kian Pressman claims stopped and slapped by police rank. And imported COVID-19 cases force 2-week lockdown in South Rupununi village. Do stay tuned. GPL Public Advisory, Emergency Maintenance on Tuesday, March 16, 2021, on the east bank of Demerara at Eccles from 14 hours to 16 hours. Weekly plant maintenance allows for routine inspection and maintenance of the network to provide customers with a reliable supply of electricity. GPL, empowering you.
Introducing the new Digital Prime bundles. Better than anything we've ever offered before. More music on D-Music. More messaging on BIP. More radio streaming on Go Loud. More storage on Billo. More control on My Digital app. With the new Digital Prime bundles, it's never been easier to get more digital experiences. Plus, extra data. Get 30 gigabytes with a 7-day Prime bundle for only $2,000. So much data, so much fun. Buy in My Digital app today. Digital, better together.
Welcome back. Let us continue with the news. The Guyana Press Association yesterday condemned an attempt by Gippsland Mall to discriminate against a journalist and media house. The company has since issued an apology. The mall's marketing manager, Lorenzo Prasad, had early yesterday sent out an advisory inviting media operatives to a press conference at the office of Roy Bipat, the owner of Gippsland Mall. The purpose of the press conference was to discuss the mall's reopening, its court case with City Hall, and related issues. 2 hours later, the advisory was followed by a note from Prasad saying, "Kindly be advised that this invitation excludes Gordon Mosley and News Source Guyana." Several journalists took umbrage to the statement and took to social media to air their concerns. And now let's tell you, 2 days after he was reportedly stabbed by his brother-in-law, 23-year-old Daniel Boutrin of Guyok Park, Georgetown, yesterday succumbed to his injuries. Boutrin was reportedly stabbed last Saturday night at Defield Sophia during an argument over a bicycle that he lost. The suspect, his 25-year-old brother-in-law, a mason of Sophia, is still to be apprehended. And moving on, after being stopped by some police ranks on patrol, a Kaieteur News pressman, Winston Gilks, has alleged that he was physically assaulted by one of them. The pressman, who has since filed an official police report, revealed that the incident occurred last week Thursday on Broad Street, Charlestown, Georgetown. He said that he was stopped by the ranks sometime after 2 hours on Thursday, March 11, 2021, and he recalled that he had just clocked out of Kaieteur News and was at the time riding home on his bicycle when the ranks in patrol vehicle pulled up next to him. Gilk said that the ranks ordered him to stop and he complied. Get the full details in today's Kaieteur News. In other news, a 2-week lockdown has been imposed on Sand Creek Village, Region 9, following the importation of 3 COVID-19 cases. According to reports, 2 of these cases were imported from Brazil and 1 from Georgetown, a development that caused the village council to swing into action to help curb the spread of the virus. The South Rupunini village, which is close to neighboring Brazil, has a population of just over 800 people. The lockdown there was first announced in a statement issued on March 11th, which stated that it would take effect from Saturday, March 13th, 2021. It is now 12 hours 9 in Guyana. Coming up after the break is your COVID-19 update.
A lot has happened since oil was discovered in 2015. The petroleum industry is an ever-changing web of oil, gas, politics, and money. It gets complicated sometimes, but we can bring you all the latest developments and include you in the discussions here on Kaieteur Radio. So tune in to 99.1 or 99.5 FM every Tuesday night at 20 hours for Petroleum 101 with me, your host, Kamal King. Kaieteur Radio, the radio with a difference.
And now for your COVID-19 update, the Ministry of Health yesterday reported another COVID-19 fatality. This time it was an 89-year-old woman from Region 3. The woman has been recorded as Guyana's 208th COVID-19 fatality. 27 new infections were also recorded, increasing the total number of cases to 9,187. 8 patients are in the COVID-19 ICU, another 15 in institutional quarantine, 37 in institutional isolation, and 624 in home isolation. Additionally, a total of 8,311 persons have recovered to date, with 23 new recoveries recorded yesterday. And coming from Worldometer, The number of worldwide coronavirus cases has reached 120.8 million, with deaths at 2.6 million and recovery cases at 97.4 million. Before we wrap things up for today's News at Noon, let's head over to the page 7 of the Kaieteur News dedicated to being blunt. Last time, we wrote about respect for the press. We said not to invite us if you don't respect us. Please allow us to clarify. If you disrespect one of us, you disrespect all of us. If you disrespect all of us, don't send an invitation at all. We demand to be treated with respect. And with that, we've come to the end of today's News at Noon. I am Kevin Smith. Thank you for listening.
Want value for your advertising dollar?